Hello everyone, this is Vintzent van der Linde talking to you all the way from Cape Town, South Africa. Man, I'm so excited to be speaking to all of you. I know you've probably had a great event so far. I know how important these events are. And let me start off by saying to you, or really just congratulating you just for showing up. This is one of the most important ingredients in building a successful business, or actually building anything successful in life, right? Is just showing up, just pitching up. You're already separating yourself from the crowd in such a massive way just by showing up. So I want to start off by just congratulating you for showing up at this event and showing up for your business, for your dreams, for your for your livelihood, for your wellness, just for showing up. So that's the first thing I want to say. The second thing is I want to really acknowledge my upline, Louis and Leonie van der Linde, 2-star platinum presidentials. And really want to just acknowledge them for the incredible leadership, the investment, the time, the love that they've put into us, into their business, obviously into our business, and because we form part of their business, obviously, and and that's one of the beautiful things about this business, ultimately, or network marketing, this industry, is that you have people that want to help you. How novel is that? I mean, people that want to coach you and mentor you. Normally, people have to go outside of their business or what they're doing and go and pay thousands of dollars for something like this. Here you have people that actually want to see you win. I mean, that's an incredible concept for me when I got started. In fact, one of the main reasons that I love this industry so much is because we have the opportunity to help each other, support each other, work with each other, achieve success with each other, instead of stepping on top of each other, which was sort of like the culture in some of the previous things that I've been involved in. So that's one of the things I love about this. The environment that we get to work in is a beautiful environment of helping each other. I believe it's the future of business. It's one of the reasons people are attracted to this type of business. But let's get to the topic for today. What I want to talk about is culture, and this word culture. It's a foreign word for some people. Maybe the first time you've heard it, I read in a great book a few years ago about culture, and they were likening it to a whirlpool. I don't know how you guys say it over there, like a bubble bath, or no, it's not a bubble bath. It's like a whirlpool, right? So one of the round pools that you jump into with all your friends, and you go round and round and round. I don't know how. I'm sure you guys have done this, but when you jump into that pool in the beginning, it's difficult, right? You're moving, and there's, let's say, 4 or 5 of you in a pool. You're all moving in the same direction. As kids, we used to do this. You're moving the same direction, going round and round. And then what happens in the beginning, right? It's difficult, right? You're pushing against this. There's this inertia that's happening, right? Pushing against you. Now think about your business. Think about your life. I'm not talking about just about business. I'm talking about, because this business is like life itself. That's why I love it so much. There's so many things that you can apply to the rest of your life, to your family, to being a husband, to being a wife, to being a father, to being an entrepreneur, to being a whatever. You can apply so many of these principles to the rest of your life. So it's like this inertia that's working against you. And isn't it the same in almost everything we do? When you want to start something brand new, right? I'm looking at like some of those rockets, taking off from Cape Canaveral, SpaceX, and there's sending up so many rockets. Now you look at the rocket and you watch it, and it's like dead still, right? I mean, nothing's happening. You watch the countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's this massive light show, lots of energy being expended, smoke and vapor, and it's like nobody's around for 6 miles or something. It's like everybody's going to clear, and there's so much energy being released, but the rocket's just standing still. Nothing's happening, nothing's moving, and then slowly it starts creeping. Now, I don't know the exact numbers, but I think something like 70 or 80% of the energy that the rocket needs to get into orbit is expended just on takeoff. It's just getting off the ground. It's just starting to get momentum. So that's sort of that culture. There's this sort of pushing against you, against us, and you have to expend a lot of energy. You have to get fired up. You have to be excited. You have to, especially in the beginning of something new, not just in getting started in your management business, but anything brand new, that you got to understand, it's going to require some energy. It's going to require some focus. It's going to require you being enthusiastic, like that rocket. It's like an airplane. Where airplane taking off the runway, if you just push that throttle to 20%, it doesn't matter how many times you run down that runway, it is never going to take off. You got to push that throttle all the way. Otherwise, you're not going to get off the ground. And then if you had to describe your business just going back and forth on the runway, you would say that this is what this business is about. It takes so long to sign people up. It takes a year to rank up. This is what often people tell this story about network marketing, but it's because they've been going back and forth on the runway at 20 or 30%. But let me tell you something, there's a whole new world when you are willing to put the throttle down and go for it. Because if you're willing to do that, ships in the harbor are safe, right? No damage, no turning them over, no capsizing the boat. But that's not what ships were meant for. They were not built to just sit in the harbor. They were built to go out there and sail and see new lands and see the stars and so on, right? So trust me. And you don't have to just trust me. You can look at so many other network marketers that have come before, that you got to push the throttle down all the way. Get the airplane in the air, and then you can start getting into cruise mode a bit more, where you're focusing. But the real professionals in this industry, they do that. When they're starting something new, put it down all the way, lift off, and then you carry on. You carry on recruiting people. You carry on bringing new people on board. You carry on building teams. You carry on focusing. I mean, we've been in this thing for 15 years. We're still focusing, building new teams, carrying on. There's none of this get up and then do nothing, and that's why I like the analogy of the airplane. It's like take off and you can cruise, but the most focus, the most effort you're going to expend in the beginning, let's just face it. So it's like that with a new culture. A new culture means a new way of doing things. The culture is, if you think about a country's culture or a group of people, it's the way they do things. It's the agreement amongst each other. This is something that we stand for. This is something we don't do. This is something we do. These are how we greet. This is how we greet each other. This is how we look enthusiastic amongst each other. This is how we build this business. This is how we attend events. This is how we do it. It's like an agreement. What agreement do you have in place in your MannaTech business, in yourself, in your life? It starts with you, obviously. What is the culture within you, first of all? So, meaning, when you wake up in the morning, what are your habits? When you get out there and you go and show the plan or share the products, share this incredible technology, this incredible opportunity with people. What is the culture? What happens before you walk into the door? Because I don't know if you guys have heard this, but the sign up actually happens before you walk in the door. What happens in that time when you're sitting in your car, or you're about to get out, or you're sitting and that Zoom call's about to start, or you're sitting there and you're about to get onto a call with somebody? The sign up happens there in that minute or in those few seconds before you get onto the call. That's when the sign up happens, right? Because the sign up happens, most of the sign up happens inside your head, inside you first. So what is that conversation that's happening before you walk into the door, before you start the call? That's your culture, part of your culture, right? What happens after you've signed the person up? Do you just leave them to do their own thing, or do you actually have a follow-up with them? Maybe the first 48 hours are crucial that you get back to them. Otherwise, I'm talking about statistics here. They lose so much excitement in those first 48 hours if you don't carry on going. Book another meeting for them to go to, send them another link to look at, send them something else to look at, keep them warm, right? I don't know how many of you guys have heard about this concept called the follow-up funnel, but this is like a culture. You got to decide, what culture do you stand for? This is something we stand for, is create a follow-up funnel. Now, some people say to me, Vintzent, what is a follow-up funnel? I've never heard of the concept. A follow-up funnel is, if you look at sales statistics out there, and we are part of, not quite like conventional sales, but we do sell things to people. We sell ourselves. You basically are selling something. You're selling your excitement. You're selling this opportunity. You're selling this incredible product. You're representing MannaTech. You're representing things. So you are, in the beginning, people buy you, right? That's what I mean by you're selling yourself. I don't mean, in a good way. So really, it's important that we look at sales statistics as well, because you're probably going to find the same numbers. And I'm not going to quote all the numbers, but basically, most people give up after they've exposed something like this business to somebody new once or twice or three times. But get this, 80%. If you can just get people to look at this 5 to 12 times. Between 5 and 12 is where 80% of the action is happening. 80% of signups are happening between exposure 5 and 12. So that's no wonder most people give up, say it doesn't work, whatever. Those people that focus and make it happen, guess what? They find a way to expose this opportunity or expose this product to somebody new while maintaining their dignity. Both dignity, everybody's dignity must be maintained. They find a way to expose this product, expose this opportunity to new people, and they find a way to do it over and over again between 5 and 12 times. That's what they do. So when somebody says to me, no, I'm not so interested, or no, I don't have time, or no, I don't think this is for me, or no, my friend did this, and whatever, those are just excuses. If somebody says that to me twice, 3 times, I start getting excited. I start getting fired up, because you know what? If I can get them to do that 5 times or 6 times, there's an 80% chance that they're going to say yes. They're going to sign up. So what is the follow-up funnel? It is making sure that you've got a certain number of people in that funnel, in that process of saying no 5 to 12 times before they start saying yes. You see, if you're just working on one person and waiting for that one person to say yes, guess what? When that one person says no, you are moving to the next person perhaps, but your excitement level is just dropped down tremendously. It's difficult to build a business like that. But if you speak to a bunch of people and you know, we have a saying that goes, 2 a day brings freedom my way. That's a culture. 2 a day brings freedom my way. If you're just willing to expose this to 2 people a day, find a way. Some people love to do it in the beginning of the week, Monday night, make their phone calls, book 10 appointments. And you know what works really well is you have a calendar on your phone, perhaps. You know, if you go to the calendar app on your phone, or if you have a real calendar, physical, not a real, they're all real calendars, right? But a physical calendar that you're still working with, that's fine. Draw a block that says STP. Show the products, or share the products, or show the plan. Or what I like to do is put it in my calendar on my phone. I put little blocks in there, and I know these blocks I've got available through the week. Decide how many you want to do for the week. If it's 5 or if it's 10, 10 is champion activity. We call it achiever activity. But if you can do 10 for the week, so that's 2 a day, you block them off. You say, I've got time here, I've got time at lunchtime, after hours. Lunchtime, maybe 2 over lunchtime, whatever. So you book 2 slots every single day for 5 days of the week. Is that a lot to ask? Let's be honest. If you were in a different sales job and you just saw 2 people a day, they'd probably fire you. They'd require more of you. You know what I mean? So 2 people a day is not that difficult. You can do this part-time. 2 people a day, that's a culture. 2 a day brings freedom my way. That's what we say, you know? And so so jump into that and do that. What's going to happen is you're going to have a bunch of people say no. You're going to have a bunch of people say yes. You're going to have a bunch of people say, well, I need more information. That's what they say, right? So if you have 20 people that are in this follow-up funnel at all times, when somebody signs up, you go and put a new person in there, somebody says like no, guess what? If somebody says no to me and they've said no like 5 or 6 times, you know what I end off with? I say, hey, that's all right. You never know how things might change, especially now in these times. Can I call you in about 3 to 6 months' time? And you never know how things might change. You might be ready to do something. We can do something together then. And people are normally very nice. They say, yeah, sure. Give me a call back in 3 or 6 months' time. And they go back on the list. There's only 2 ways to get off my list. You either die or you sign up. Otherwise, you're going back on my list. And that might sound a bit blunt, but really it's something is people just don't follow up with people and don't talk to people again and again. And that's what this business takes. So you can build whatever culture you want in your business. There are many ways to build this thing. You can build it just as a little customer circle, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I've got so many people that have just an online shop that's successful, and some people get so passionate about this, and that's absolutely fine. And some people are going to go ahead and build a career for themselves out of this, where they're actually going to build a leadership culture. And I love leadership. You know, everything rises and falls on leadership. I want you to think to yourself, or for yourself, what kind of culture do you want in your business? And there's no right or wrong answer really, but there are consequences to your decision. The culture you build is the business you'll have. What culture are you going to build? So I'm going to say thank you, and I want to really acknowledge all, once again, Louis and Leonie van der Linde for the incredible work that they've done, and really acknowledge MannaTech for the incredible company they are. We found a home here. We're very passionate about this company, what they stand for, the products, the technology, and we're very excited about the future. Um, won't you be part of that future? Make a commitment that you're going to be around for the next 5 years and make it count. And can't wait to see you guys at a future event. Ciao.